Good morning. Welcome back to the stream, people. Monday morning, 1st of December, just getting active now. I have actually just jumped into gold again, a bit early, a bit overzealous, but I'm going to zoom out. I'll show you exactly why in a second. I'm just waiting to see if I could scale out of my size. I put too much. I mean, it happens every single Monday after the weekend, a few days without trading, then looking forward to getting back into trading, and sometimes I do this silly behavior. So I think I'm trying to contemplate whether or not to scale out. If I leave it, it's a very good trade, a big win. If I scale out, it's the sensible thing to do, but then it means I need to be more patient through the week to get what I'm trying to get this week. So that's what I'm contemplating now. I know the sensible right thing to do should be scale out, but I don't know, man. Monday mornings. Okay, I'll tell you quickly why I'm in this anyway. So as you can see on the daily, daily been trending for a bit. It's got to the supply zone here that sold it, got here and sold it again, and it pushed up and it's right there. It's already broke this high, so I expect it to continue. It could be sold from here, so it's kind of dangerous trade I've taken, but I'm just going to continue the trend until I see otherwise, right? That's the plan. So that's the high that it's taken. That's where we are in price right now. And hopefully it uses this high as support and continues its uptrend. And I get the win. I don't know, obviously, how far it's going to go. Let's look for a price point where we may find some kind of resistance and use it as a target. Okay, so that's where price is now. Here we go. This previous daily low, or would it be in a daily low? No, but this H1 low here, where it's price broke structure, that looks like a potential key price point where price may find some kind of resistance. So that could be the target where I would like to see price get into next. It gets up there, maybe stays in this zone before it tries to take these equal highs. I think I said it maybe a month or two now that this isn't a traditional reversal of these equal highs, but price just kept going down all the way down there. Now it's working its way back up there, so maybe it breaks these highs next year. Don't know. So that's where we are in price. I am buying right at the top. That's why it's a bit dangerous, and that's why I should scale out some of my position. So this is the previous high. It's broke that and it's pulled back into the zone that broke it, and I'm looking for a buy from it essentially. So let me just have another look at this, see if the entry is any decent. Had structure on the H1, went up here, came, broke structure, so it should be sold really. Broke structure, pulls back into a zone where it was sold to break structure. I should be selling this to try and get this low. But because this is pushed up and this one broke this high, should continue up. So the read is right, it should continue its trend. However, it could just consolidate here before taking me out, come all the way down to this previous demand, come in the zone and be bought up again. So that's the problem with selling. No, we're buying from the top. This tends to happen, just consolidates. But yeah, the current trend, previous day was bullish. I think all previous week consolidates a bit, but it was bullish. It's got to the top now of this used supply zone, and I am trying to, and it's broken it, it's beat it really. So it should continue looking for a new price point. Mark that the price point, it should continue. So I should really keep this tight. I should have my stop loss underneath this low here. This current H1 low that's about to close in about 7 minutes. So my stop loss should be there. And that will reduce my risk, making it about 1%. But I'm leaving it at the swing low currently, giving it space to consolidate before breaking out. But yeah, the entry is not great. should have waited for at least that pullback that I would have got. Yeah, that's happening now. Could have bought. Okay, pullback here, cool. Bought this, that's fine actually. The entry is not bad based on price action, but my stop loss should be here, reducing my risk. So the only problem I've got is I've over leveraged in this move, and hopefully I don't pay the consequences for that. Let's see if I can reduce my risk. Got way too much on. That's the swing low I want to be on, but I got too much size on. So I'm going to reduce my risk a little bit, 2% now. I'm going to try scale out. That'll be the sensible thing to do when the price gets back up here. If it gets back up there, I'll try scale out and reduce my size. Then I'll be able to relax in this trade a little bit. Let me just see this formation here. Let's see. Okay, no left shoulder. Cool. Yeah, so price should take this based on what I'm seeing. This isn't a reversal. This broke, came back down here, went all the way down, comes up here, should be sold from here, pushed up, could be sold from there, pushed up, so it's trending up. It should take this high, and if it takes it high, there's no reason it doesn't take this high. So it may take long to take that high, so I do want the swing low to give it space. So yeah, really generous stop loss, really giving it space for the consolidation before it breaks, if it breaks. So yeah, I'm happy with the trade. It's just I'm not really happy with the size I got, and I'm just gonna have to be patient, and hopefully it works in my favor. So I am 6% up on the account. I have potentially 2.8 left to do. Yep, 2.8 to do, and then I become an E8 trader, and we're going to see what that looks like if I get to that stage. But if I am getting to that stage, what I would like to do is try to do it before Christmas. So I'm going to be trading for another 2 weeks, these next 2 weeks, I believe, before I round up my year. 3 weeks to Christmas, but I think I'm anticipating price slows down in the 3rd week of December. So all right, I'll give myself 3 weeks. Yeah, I'll give myself 3 weeks, but what I would like is to get it done in 2 weeks and risking 0.3 per day, trying to get 0.3 profit target per day. I should be able to get it done in 2 weeks. So we'll see how that plays out. That is my schedule. That's what I would like to see, and let's see if I could get that. So 4 minutes before London session, I may scale out. It will make sense if I could scale out, and the session could just be mean and just drag it all the way down there. But can't really see any reason for it to do that. All of this inefficiency has been met. Came down here, pushed up, pulled back into there. It's been met. No reason to do that other than consolidation, maybe. Let's see what happens. So this was the previous daily high. I really want to see price get above this previous daily high, then pull back in it using it as support, then push to take this high. That's what I would like to see. But I'm gonna get rid of that for now. Keep my charts clean. Yeah. So far so good. Pushing in the right direction. If it takes this high, I'm quite confident it continues to take this high, and then the size I got on it will be cool. Yeah, cool. So it's almost taking this high. And if it above around here, I'm gonna scale out a little bit. Try and take highs. It just takes so long. I'm gonna scale out. I don't want it to come back and get underneath here where my stop loss will be moved to shortly. So a little bit more, and I'm gonna scale out. Want this high. Yeah. looks like we're going to have to wait for London session to get this break of this high. Hopefully it's clean and just does it, and it doesn't come back and stays around here. That'll be good. I'll scale out some of my size here, then leave what's left to try break this high and see where it goes. Could be really ambitious and just keep the size on, try to take the high. Probably wrap up this account this week if I do so. So I need 2.8 to do. Probably doing this move. Alright, I'm gonna exit some. And the reason I exit some is just to manage my risk better. I had way too much size on. Now I got size that I could be happy with a loss, 0.6 there. Reduce it to there, that's 0.5, and where it should be, as I mentioned, should be there. So yeah, 0.3, that's where I want to be. Okay, cool. So risking 0.3, see if we could get this higher now. No reason not to. But it may take a while. And it may stop me out before it does so. Hopefully we get a nice bullish H1 candle here. Takes this high. Hopefully it doesn't come in, just sticks around. But so big H1 candle, pulls back, broke it, but instead of continuing, came back up and broke this previous one. No reason it doesn't continue going up now to try to break this high. It is on a bullish trend. Hopefully holds. And see if we could reduce the risk to, okay, so it's a almost break even trade if I lose it. So 349. And I'm risking about 350, 357. Cool. So I can afford to be patient. All right, let's look at TP. Or it could be. So 42.78 potentially. Can see price getting up there. And that will make that a 1% win with this remaining amount. So I think for this trade here, if I get 0.4 from this, I'll scale out, leave a runner. Like I said, I would like to have made 1.5 this week to get this account to 7% or so, 7.5%. So if I could get that 0.4 today, means I've got 0.5 left to do this week, and I'll be very happy with that. Then 0.5 the next week, and that's it. It's wrapped up, really, isn't it? So head of schedule again. Quite happy with my progress. So this is a E8 challenge account. I've been trading it for maybe 2 weeks. This is the start of the 3rd week. So It's looking good, 6% up in 3 weeks or so. Quite happy with that. Let's see what else we could do. No reason it doesn't take this high. I want this high at least now. Sizes reduce, managing my risk. This high at least. There's no reason it doesn't take this high. Just whether it keeps me in the mood before it takes this high. So I want this high, and I'll scale out again there and leave the runner. And the reason I scale out there because it could pull back, and that pullback could come all the way back down here. Maybe just respecting this low, but it could come all the way back down here to my stop loss after taking this high. So I'll definitely exit some of my size here, if not all of it. Let's see what that looks like. And so that'll be the 0.4 I would like for today anyway. So cool. That makes sense. See if we could get this high. So yeah, I just had a look at the charts first thing this morning. The benefit of not over trading, things are very easy to read. I had a look at the chart. So where price was zoomed out. Oh, it's taking this previous daily high. This supply zone that was meant to be held and sold from, it took it. Okay, cool. So it's still bullish. Broke it with a big candle, cool. Came back down. Consolidates here, and from here it's meant to continue going down, but that structure is pushing up. Buy. That was it. That was it. Only thing I done wrong was over leveraged. But yeah, I've benefited from that. Try not to do that tomorrow. Be patient now, and then see what the rest of the week looks like. But yeah, good start Monday morning. Just need to make sure I stay in this move now. See it coming all the way back down, taking me out. But keep it tight. So it's a break-even trade if worst case scenario. Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of the market. What's going on with Euro USD? It's been a minute. Okay, so let's just start from the bottom. Reversal here, pushes up, flag and pole all the way up. Broke structure here, should come back here to be sold. It didn't, so it's broke this high. So yes, very similar situation. So from here it should remain bullish, then push further up. But the problem is, where does it go to? Is it trying to take these highs? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Potentially. So structure wise, lower swing points here. Here it pushes back, comes here, solves, but this does not break that really. So if this continues and breaks that, maybe there's an argument for a reversal to continue this bullish run, or it's just consolidation for the end of the year. I am more, so this is something I've actually traded around this time of the year. I'm more inclined to believe this is going to be consolidation until the end of the year. I don't think Euro USD is going to move much at this time of the year. So it's trending up currently. I've seen it a few times. It trends up, then during Christmas it does all this, then drops all the way down. So again, not too sure where it's going, but in terms of intraday consolidation here, breaks up, trending on the H1. Could have caught this entry to break this high, but after that it should pull back. Let's have a look on the lower time frame. Yeah, it's definitely going to pull back. Big inefficiency there. So after taking this high, eventually it should pull back in. Do you sell it from there to get pull back? It's risky because it could just decide to go on a 50 pip drive all the way up. So no, don't do that. Should really let it come back here and look for entry to continue the trend. That would make sense, but got inefficiency down here, so could get underneath this low and get in here before export again. So yeah, it's get under here, could get under here. Yeah, I'm not touching Euro USD, definitely not. GU should keep my eye on gold. Really starting to move again. Okay, so gold structure still bearish to me. So you got the structure being maintained here. Came all the way down to bottom. Equal lows there. Yes, it's broken this high, but that's okay because it's still got from this top here to this low here. That's the main structure, and it has not put a dent in that at all. Just maintaining it very well. So a lot of downside. I would say still bearish. So maybe that's the more accurate indicator of what's going on with these two pairs, Euro USD and GU. GU looks bearish still. There is a lot of inefficiency here. I can see it driving down. I'm not sure if this is a reversal pattern as yet. Do have a left shoulder, do have a fake breakout, do have a breaking structure. It's pulled back into that zone. It's holding there. Yep. It's holding there. It hasn't broke it yet. If this is the right shoulder that led to this breaking structure here, should hold within this zone and continue being sold until it gets underneath here. So I'm bearish on GU, even though you have the bearish trend here that's got broken a few times. I'm still overall bearish on GU until, say, what does it need to do to convince me it's bullish? In terms of maintaining this trend, yeah, it needs to beat this high here. If it beats, I say this high, there's no reason it doesn't take that. So it's not much of a move, and it's buying right at the top, but I think there's 13 pips there at least. 13 pip scalp. More or less essentially what's going on with gold right now after it broke that high. So it broke this high with this candle, pulls back into it, and I'm trading it to continue the trend. So we'll see if GU plays out the same way. And I would not be touching this. But consolidation, I did say. Top of the range, should be selling it. I think, yeah, from here. So you had the daily trend. It broke it here. I was selling that. Came down. Came back up. Sold it. Look, it's just like, yeah. So currently, daily trend going down. How far it goes? Let's see. Well, it's consolidation. Maybe goes all the way back to the bottom of the range, but I mentioned it in one of my streams. Trading consolidation, you want to look for the midpoint from the top of the range and the bottom of the range. Look for the midpoint, and that's where you could reasonably expect price to get back to. So the top here, bottom here, midpoint's about there with the naked eye. See if we could find any key price points where price just stalled at. So maybe it continues to get down there. I'm going to leave that there and see if I'm right. Won't be trading it, but I will see if I'm right. Let's put that as the midpoint. See if it gets there. Bottom of the range. Top of the range, and more or less the midpoint. Could probably get a fib to see how accurate. So 50% is a little bit higher. not off the mark that much. So end point is roughly there. Cool. Starting to regret the fact that I'd scaled out with my goal position for my size, but discipline and all that. There's benefits in this having discipline, yeah. Shouldn't be upset. Don't let greed affect you. Benefits having discipline. So I did say if it got to here, I should be scaling out anyway. I've already scaled out, so I can afford to be patient still. Don't see any reason it doesn't take this high. Just need to be patient. Right. I have to set a timer and just wait. Decent trade though. Decent trade. What I should really do, learning from last week, look for opportunities to add in. So if it gives me a decent pullback and it maintains the structure, low risk, add in a little bit. Very close to TV though. Argument to move to break even. I should move into reduce my risk at least. I don't know. Should be maybe here. Risk 0.2. Let's have a look at M5. Should be underneath here really. Yeah. So reducing my risk. It's moving in the right direction, doing everything I want to see. Makes sense to reduce the risk. But keep an eye on the H1 low though. And that's just to account for any last minute drop. Okay. I still prefer using the H1 low as the main place to trail the price action, but already taking something from this, I should move to break even. That's what I tend to do, move to break even after taking some of the move. I might do that. So close to so close to my exit here. So move to break even. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. It hasn't done the pullback yet. If it does a pullback, then pushes up further, then I can move to break even. It still could do pullback, and that could pullback could bring it back to my entry. That's why my stop loss should still remain here until that. We'll see. maybe right at the top before it breaks is going to do that pullback. Normally does. It's trending on M1 currently. There's a pullback. There's a pullback. So it's moving fast and it's trending on M1. Yeah, I want 0.4. Yeah, I reduced the position because I need to be comfortable with my size, the size I got on. I can't be greedy because that triggers me emotionally. If I'm feeling anxious, like when I got into the position with the size on, straight away I was like, shaky. If I'm feeling like that, I've done something wrong. If I've done something wrong. So I had to exit some of the size. I could have finished this a lot of times, a few times, but I could have lost the count if I put in too much size every single time. So I need to be comfortable with the risk. And what I've discovered, I am usually, let's say 70% right on the moves. Okay. So if I'm profitable in that sense, I can't let that 30% chance be one of the wrong moves where I've got so much size on it and end up making a big loss, which would then affect me emotionally. And then the next day just starts the cycle of losing trades because the next day I will try to over leverage again to try and get back the loss. So what I found is that's working recently is when I'm comfortable with the risk, because right now, as you see, I'm quite comfortable. I'm not panicking. And if it does come against me, I'll lose what I've made. So it's risk off. That's where I want to be with every single trade if I can. The long term, I mean, I'm trying to look at this as real money. Long term, would I put that much size on my own account, risking $2,000 in one trade with my own personal funds? No, I would not be comfortable with that. So, like, if I had that much size, every pullback, see this, I'll be panicking. Every single pullback, I'll be panicking. So I can't do that. Whereas zero point 0.3, this pullback, it could be big, it could be significant, but I could afford to relax and wait and be patient. The size I had on up here, I would have been out already. So I'm looking for the consistency in behavior more than the big wins, should I say? Yeah. Try to trade for months, people, months, not days. So this is the pullback I expected from the top. And let's see if it's a significant pullback that takes it back to my entry, or if just a small one, which would be great, and continues. And it means I'm going to have a very good morning, but I'm not that lucky, man. It's going to be significant, isn't it? Just going to come keep me here for another hour or two, isn't it? It'll be good if it just a little pullback, continues on M5, strong trend, breaks this high, and then after that, it can mess around. But that's wishful thinking. Hopefully it happens though. Nothing wrong with wishful thinking. But yeah, so basically I need to be comfortable with the position size I have, the risk. That's my main thing. I even wrote it down. I wrote it down, framed it, I need to hang it up. 0.3% risk per trade. If you find you lack discipline and keep taking poor trades out of boredom or frustration, have you ever tried acting like a professional? If you know where that quote's from, let me know. So yeah, I'm trying to act like a professional in my bathrobe. All right, that's good. So far, it's not the significant pullback I was dreading. I will not be adding to it to try run it either. I'm okay with the size I got. Like I said, I'm okay. Hands in pockets, chilling. Let's see what happens this next, hopefully 5 minutes before the half an hour mark. No, that's not what I need to see. I don't need to see this. No. Come on, push. All right, gotta take my eye off this. Buckle in. So nothing going on GU. Okay, so EU took the high. I've been glad to sell it there just to get that pullback. Risky though. Sell it right at the top here. Get like a 5-10 pip pullback maybe. That'd be great. But yeah, very risky. I wouldn't do it. Get back into that zone. That's 3 pips. Get back to this price point that's been used already. Don't need to do that. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. 6 pips. Big inefficiency though, maybe. Let's see how it would have played out. So contemplating selling it from the top here. Let's see if we would have got anything or pull back here, or if we would have lost. I'm not going to take the trade, just going to look at it, see how it plays out. Yeah, it's the thing. Do you know what the real problem is? What I realize is that if you take away social media, take away YouTube, take away all the influencers, and if you looked at the dollar amount on some of these platform challenges and stuff like that, and you imagine that it was your real account, would you be happy making $100 a day? Again, take away all the influencers telling that you make 500 a day or 10,000 a month. If you just came in with the intention of starting trading from the beginning, and someone told you could make $100 a day within an hour or two, would you be happy with that? We're talking about 2,000 a month. If you are consistent, 100% win rate, not possible, right? But 2,000 a month even. Let's say you had a 70% win rate. Can't do the maths quickly. That's about $400 a month. Not a lot, is it? But that's still something from the little effort you put in. And I think if you adopt that mentality, then you say, okay, cool. I've proven that I could do 100 a day. Now let me try do 200 a day. So that 400 is now $800. $800 in a month for this is the same amount of effort. All you've done is increase your leverage. Cool. Then you've done that, proving you could do that. Let me risk $300 a day, and you just build it up from that. You have the ability to scale up anytime you want with the same amount of effort after proving that you could do it. So now $300 a day, you're looking at, I don't know, $1,200 a month. After 3 months of proving yourself, you could double that again and looking at 2,400 a month, you know? So I think that should be the way we get started when we start trading, and modest expectations coming in and then scaling in once you've proven that you could do it, you are profitable, rather than this expectations of, yes, you can make 10,000 a month, all you need to do is buy my course. You need to stay away from that. I think that's the biggest issue I had. I had to unlearn all of that. And since I'd done that, I started looking at real traders. I actually it was so hard to find them. finding real traders, and none of them are doing like those numbers. They're small positions because they're risking their actual funds. So small positions, scaling it up, taking losses, wins, and if they're actually profitable because they're proving it over the long run. I'll give you an example. Trader Tom is the only example I've got. He's actually doubled his account, scaled it up through the years, multiple years. So it's possible. Just modest expectations and patience, I would say. Better combination than swinging for the fences every single opportunity. So yeah, expected this. Let's see how it plays out. Should pull into this high here. Should pull into this price point. From here, it should be bought and continue. But if it doesn't, it's going to come to my entry again. And it's going to test my stop loss low, maybe. I'm going to see, hopefully it comes here, then starts buying again. And then I get my stop loss on break even. But regardless, if I lose it, it's a very small loss. And so profitable for the day, and I may just leave it as that. I could have scaled out and be happy with it, and that's the other thing. So again, this is example. I'm actually in example. I'm happy at 0.3. I've got 0.3. This gave me 0.5 or so, but because I want to try get more, that greed to get more from the move, this could happen, and it could come all the way back down here. So break even will be taken. I should move to break even. I'll consider it. Break even will be taken, stuff like that, and that's enough to trigger you. And you're like, oh, I should have got out. Like I'm thinking, no, I should have got out. So sometimes it's not about just getting the perfect move. It's not about breaking the high. It's just get what you came for. Be happy with what you got. And on that note, I should just get out here and call it. Be happy with what you got. Yeah, makes sense. Let's see, 0.4. I'm happy. So I still believe it takes this high. When it does that, that's the problem. And does it come back to my entry before it does that? So I'm going to have a look at where my entry is. Let's say I did move to break even. Let's see what happens. If it comes back there. See if I made the right decision. Now I just remembered actually what I said I should be doing. So based on last week again, I was waiting for it to run highs. Waiting for it to run highs a few times. I think it was here. And it just kept on coming back against me. I think it was there actually. Coming back against me and then taking me out maybe. You know. So I did say, based on what's going on, based on the time of the year, based on all these things, just scalp it. Scalp it, be happy. And I'm going to do that this week. So 0.4 up on a Monday morning. And yeah, if I look at the dollar amount, yeah, it's $400. Not bad for one day of 45 minutes worth of work. Not bad. I'm going to see what happens there. If it comes there, holds, and maybe next H1 breaks this previous M5, not next H1, next M5 candle breaks the previous, maybe that's the entry to continue it. I did expect it to do a pullback near the tops here, and it did, and it's pulled back into here. It should be in this zone and be bought and continue, and there'll be a potential entry, but it could decide to drop and run all of this, and that's why I'm out. It should, though, continue going up based on the structure. Time of the year, I am very conscious of it. I am expecting consolidation. I don't expect a lot of price movement. I'm expecting consolidation, and there's no reason it doesn't do it up here. Yeah, this is still the main supply that broke structures. Come up here, came down, come up here again, come down again. So yeah, right decision, and I need to remember that tomorrow. Need to remember that tomorrow. Yeah, it's looking like the right decision. I'm gonna see how this plays out. What did I say about this little beauty? Set it on top, see if we could get a move. Let's see. So far, would be in the money by about 5 pips. That's about 5 pips. See if it wants to give us more. And I did say that this was the real indicator of what's going on with price. I might actually do something silly here. Yeah, let's do something silly here and sell this momentum. And see if we could get all these triple lows that's here based on Friday's price action. Yeah, we broke there, pushing down. Should take these lows. Yeah, I'll do something silly. That's fine. 52, 54. Again, too much size, but I'm gonna be patient with this one. Hopefully, I don't have to be. But I'm gonna be patient with this. It could zigzag around before it takes this low, but it should take this low. I think someone asked me about the spread on E8. Not great, is it? Should be 1 pip up. It's not being great. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much size on. We'll see. But I haven't seen. I've seen a bit of inaccuracy with the entries. Look at that. Okay, it's not that bad. Not that bad. Shouldn't complain. All right. This is a quick one. As soon as it breaks this low, it could be brought back up. So I'm going to see if I can run this low quickly and get out. And I'll conclude. 250 would be nice. Maybe it's not going to be as quick as I would like it to be. Equal lows though. That's cool. Okay, so it's maintained this structure. It did respect this high. Come down, trended down, gave a fake buy here, broke that, should push from that point and give me at least 10 pips based on experience, and 10 pips should be underneath these lows. So yeah, taking these lows, then I'm out. Yeah, the spreads look shaky, definitely. I'm trying not to focus on it too much. I don't know why this spreads on a demo account. It just doesn't make any sense. But I'm not focusing too much on the price in terms of the profit. I'm looking more of the percentage. So whatever commissions in is whatever commission or spreads they got in, doesn't matter. Focus more on the move and the accuracy of the move, and whatever you get in terms of dollar amounts, what you get. That's what I'm looking at. So what I really want to see is if they actually pay out. So this whole payout on the demand thing, that's what I want to find out. Are they going to stick to that? If they do, it's great. It's really great. It means every time, and they say every time you get a payout, there's no profit target, but every time you make a payout or request, they will take the amount that you've taken out and put it back into your account. So that's very interesting. So I want to see if that's actually the case, if it stands. So yeah, we're going to see this trade, very bad impulsive trade of mine. Let's see how it plays out. Risking way too much. So yeah, gold would have got stopped out at break even. That could be the entry to continue it up, or it may just decide to drive all the way down here and take this previous daily H1 low, breaking structure, and continues going down. So yeah, the entry for Euro trade would have been decent. Selling from the top here to get to pull back in. Cool. So that's moving in the right direction. That would have been a quick 4 pip move. It's in the right direction based on structure, I believe. Yes, this is where I would expect it to be sold from, and it's doing so. Cool. GU hopefully is ahead of the curve, ahead of the pack, and it does continue going down. Breaks this low and aims for this low, and yo, we've got double lows here. Maybe I should get ambitious with GU. 130, 38. That would be interesting down there. What was that? 17,000. Yeah. What do I need? 250, 2,250. If it got there, that would be the end of this challenge in this move. Let's see if I could build some conviction. Have a look at structure, daily. Okay, cool. I could build some conviction here. So daily trend pushes up here, right where I've entered. It broke the trend. Pulls back up here, respects the previous daily high, and it's pushing down to take the previous daily low. Cool. Where it goes, don't know, obviously, but it could continue, and maybe there's a consolidation coming from this flag. Maybe it goes from the top here. This is the bottom, equal lows. So midpoint being roughly there. Could do midpoint. Yeah. But first, it should break the previous daily low, which is equal lows. Should break this first, and I should get out there. All right. I'm going to keep an eye on this. Big risk. I will be scaling out as soon as possible. Yeah, it's trending down, so I'm in the right move. That's fine. It's trending down and it's got equal lows. Okay, cool. That's way too much size. Let's see what happened with gold. So the exit was good. It could be really good. If it takes this low, it would have stopped me out and I would have lost everything I had. If it gets down here. Re-entry, good. Then get in. Even though it broke the candle, then get in. Cool. So far, right decision. And it looks like it's selling and it's in alignment with GU and Euro right now. Don't know why. Don't ask me. But that's what's happening in terms of price. So this should work out. Let's see if this is still selling. So far, yeah. All right. Quick bathroom break. I'll be back, people. Hopefully when I'm back, it prices all the way down there. Actually, let me move my stop loss, my TP into place. Ideally, I want to scale some size out here, but I don't want to miss that either because it could pull all the way back after taking these lows. So let's see what happens. I'll be back. Hmm. That's where my stop loss should be. We'll leave it at the swing guy until I scale out. Need to scale out. Got way too much size. Again. I think my stop loss was, I moved it. So break even was there. I had stop loss underneath here. And that would have been about 0.1 loss. So I would have lost that trade if I stayed in. So the exit was right. Annoying. I should have stopped there. Should not have done this. And it's not looking good. What I don't want to see is next H1 candle. Come and break this high. If it does, maybe I'm out there. Just take the loss. That's what I get for being impulsive and over leveraging. So that would be a 2% loss. Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at 2% loss now because of my impulsive behavior. Slow and steady wins the race. Need to remember that. Okay, so it's going to be the next H1 candle, and it's going to be here for a minute or two, maybe 2-3 hours before I either get stopped out or it runs these lows. It could be a lot longer. I was hoping that it was going to be a momentum trade and just run this, and it's not doing exactly what I wanted. So I'm not going to stick around, wait for it to play out. Not on stream anyway. I think, yeah, approaching the time where I need to get active with my other things. So yeah, anyway, so I'm here again tomorrow. I'll be streaming again tomorrow. I think I'm going to be busy on Wednesday, starting a refurbishment, a flat refurb this week. It started today actually. So I'll probably go visit that on Wednesday. So I won't be trading on Wednesday. I'll update you with the schedule. Probably tomorrow should be here. So we're going to see how this plays out. I'm going to see what happens with the next H1 candle and make a decision whether to take a reduced loss here or see if it's going to break this low. I'm going to keep an eye on price, but I'm not going to stick around waiting for it to play out for another hour or two. And that's why I should not have gotten. I should have really taken that into consideration before getting into that trade. Impulsive trade. Too much today. Way too much today. And risk too much today. So tomorrow I need to get back to it. 0.3 risk per trade and then see how the rest of the week plays out. So if this is a loss, it means I do need the last 3 weeks of December to try end this account, and we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm gonna call it now, people, and I'll give you an update on how this plays out. hopefully I hold it and it gets to where I want it to be, and I'll give you an update tomorrow. I'm gonna hold it for now and see. Structure wise, we have broken structure to the downside, so the read is right, and this is the problem. I think I mentioned it earlier. So I feel that the trade is moving in my direction, but because I've got way too much size, it's making me doubt the position. Okay, so if it was a lot less, I would just be patient and wait for it to move in my direction. But because I've got so much size, I'm thinking about the loss rather than the actual move. And this is a really, really good bad example of what not to do. So I'm conscious of that. I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna do some exercise and calm myself down, and then give this trade room to play out, because we had structure going up. It stops here, left shoulder here, right shoulder here, and it broke the structure. Comes back up here, and instead of taking the side to continue its trend, it's pulled all the way down to the bottom here. It could be bought from here, it could be bought from there, but pulled all the way down to bottom here. And I believe the reason is to break this low to start the downtrend. And maybe it gets bought from here, but we'll see. It could push further down, so I believe it takes this low. So that's what I believe is happening, but because of the size I got in, I'm second guessing everything. So I need to step away from this and let it play out, and it may take a few hours. So I'm not going to be streaming for that long, so I'm going to call it here, people. Hopefully this has been useful for you. Example of what to do, which was on gold. Very simple trade. And what not to do over leveraging on GU. Good and bad. So yeah, this is Patrick signing out. On to next time.